Desde el canal Jesús te ama, yo soy María Fernández. Estos videos están filmando las fuerzas de defensa del ejército de Israel y sabemos que comenzó la batalla para despejar a Gaza de todo Hamas y oramos por ellos. Este video se trata de los acontecimientos que están ocurriendo uno tras del otro con una increíble velocidad. Estamos atentos y estoy poniendo, es como un resumen de las cosas que acaban de ocurrir esta semana y ha impactado al mundo entero, y vamos a ver las consecuencias de estos acuerdos y de estos tratados comerciales y de dar armas a los enemigos de Israel. Aquí está este video.
Participa en una cumbre con los líderes del Golfo en Riad. Justo antes ha mantenido un encuentro informal con el presidente sirio al-Shara, un día después de que Washington anunciara que levantan las sanciones al nuevo régimen sirio tras la caída del régimen de Bashar al-Assad. En su intervención, Trump ha dicho que quiere negociar con Irán si deja su programa nuclear.
I want to make a deal with Iran. I want to do something if it's possible. But for that to happen, it must stop sponsoring terror, halt its bloody proxy wars, and permanently and verifiably cease its pursuit of nuclear weapons.
Es un viaje de negocios, insiste la Casa Blanca, pero Donald Trump no pierde la ocasión de dar importantes pasos diplomáticos. Hoy en Arabia Saudí, encuentro con su homólogo sirio, Ahmed al-Shara, un antiguo comandante de Al-Qaeda y sustituto del derrocado Bashar al-Assad. Bajo ese régimen, muchos países impusieron sanciones al Estado árabe, pero ahora Trump levanta todas las que proceden de Washington. Y así lo han celebrado en las calles de Damasco. Significativa la siguiente parada del día en la agenda del republicano: Qatar, mediador clave en conflictos como los de Ucrania o Gaza, un país que ha ayudado, por ejemplo, a la evacuación de los estadounidenses de Afganistán, pero cuyo respeto a los derechos humanos se sigue cuestionando, a lo que se añade la polémica por este avión, un Boeing 747 que la familia real qatarí ha regalado a la Casa Blanca y que le servirá como avión presidencial. Esto despierta críticas incluso desde los fieles al presidente. Qatar no es un gran aliado, lamenta este senador demócrata, aunque el magnate defiende que el regalo es a Estados Unidos y no a él. Una visita a Oriente Próximo que coincide además con los intentos de Washington de reconducir el diálogo nuclear con Irán, con quien Trump quiere algún tipo de pacto, también en un momento en el que sus barcos siguen amenazados por los ataques de los hutíes en el Mar Rojo y en el que se busca un cese de las hostilidades en Gaza. Precisamente Israel, aliado histórico estadounidense, no está en la lista de destinos de Trump.
Welcome back to the Israel Guys and the Land of Israel Network, where in a world of anti-Israel propaganda and Jew hatred, you should be directly connected to the land and people of Israel. Happy to have everybody with us today. Happy to be here with Joshua Waller, Ari Abramowitz, Jeremy Gimpel. It's been a couple of weeks. Very good to be back. Guys, make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow, let us know in the comments. Keep up with it all. I think, obviously, we have to start with Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria. Trump releasing, seems like by the hour, historic, groundbreaking deals. $1.2 trillion economic deal with between Qatar and the United States. A $600 billion deal. Now, MBS saying possibly up to $1 trillion with Saudi Arabia. Question, I think we need to dive in right here. Let's start with Qatar. Good for Israel, bad for Israel, good for the world, bad for the world. Jeremy, what do you think?
Well, I think that it's remarkable that the one American hostage, Idan Alexander, was immediately released because Qatar told him to be released. And he was the last alive American hostage. And Qatar is not just the funder of Hamas, but they're the leaders of Hamas. And so the Hamas is like giving now Donald Trump a fancy plane, signing economic deals with him. It's literally shaking hands with the devil. And is that what the art of the deal is about? Is it just about making deals and closing deals and, making economic growth? And if that's the case, then it is bad for Israel.
And Trump knows this too. He's a smart guy. He said, don't play this game with me that, the Houthis and the this. I see that they're all puppets in the hands of Iran. He knows not that Qatar is puppets in the hand of Hamas, but that Hamas is a puppet in Qatar's hand. And he's going and accepting gifts from them, right? The Bible tells us, the Torah tells us that bribes blind the eyes, and he's bringing this in, blood money, hundreds of millions of dollars, blood money. He's accepting an airplane from them. There's no blessing that will ever come to America, to anyone that steps foot in that plane. It's the Bible, the Torah tells us, do not bring an abomination into your house.
Epicenter of the culmination of history. It's time to stop spectating and start participating. Shalom to you. My name is Chaim Mailspin. And yes, I believe the time for passive sidelines is over and it's time for active front lines. We're in a real pivotal moment in history, a time when you gotta boldly declare truth and righteousness has to be courageously lived out. But how do we prepare for that? So that's why I've created a 7-day challenge, and that's to get you on that horse and start galloping. It's called Stand with Israel, Train to Lead. It's Israel's 77th birthday, and I thought, man, it's time for not another online course. It's time for a call to action. And I have a lot more coming down the pipeline for you. Are you ready to be challenged? Are you ready to get out of your comfort zone? If so, it's time. This is for you, and it's time right now. The world has had too many spectators watching tragic events unfold from a distance, but now people that are feeling overwhelmed and unsure how to respond, and I believe that I have to help equip these ambassadors to come out of silence and into action. So that's why I designed this, and I won't lie, when you're challenged, it's a little hard, it's a little uncomfortable getting out of that comfort zone, but it can often be the very thing that sparks the transformation that not only changes your community, your town, your nation, but everyone around you. So it's in 7 days, it's not too deep, it's not too shallow. 7-day challenge will equip you with the practical tools and spiritual insights that you're gonna need to get on the horse and start galloping as it relates to the restoration of Israel. Now, I'm an IDF commander, I'm a sergeant major, I'm a chairman of an advocacy charity, of a humanitarian aid charity here in the Middle East, here in Israel. And as you share this with your friends, together we're gonna see a great movement begin. Okay, and at the end of the challenge, I'm going to give you some insider information on what I said is coming down the pipeline, something really big, really amazing. But let's just start with this 7-day challenge. Yeah, it costs a few dollars. Okay, come on, let's do this. It's time to raise up a generation of advocates, warriors, bridge builders for such a time as this. So the world is teetering, the truth is under fire, but the light always shines the brightest in the darkness. So what's going to happen? During the 7 days, you'll learn how to write your own Why Israel statement, just like I've done. You'll understand the history of Israel, the basic facts, very important, in brief. You'll be able to be challenged to film your own 30-second video real quick with your phone. I'll challenge you how to do this, how to stand up in front of a crowd. I've stood up in front of massive crowds, but you'll be able to, with wisdom, know how to counter the lies in anti-Semitism in the modern day. Pray strategically for Jerusalem, for all of us guys, the heroes on the front, okay, and to be part of the momentum that's just growing. Okay, so getting out of your comfort zone and being part of the story might not be easy, but I want to hear your voice. The world needs to hear your voice, okay? It's the chance to get your feet wet. It's called Stand with Israel, Train to Lead. Invite a friend and take this challenge right now as Israel is 77 years young.
Thank you for having me, and the INSS as well.
So, U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff recently made comments saying that the United States wants to secure the release of the hostages, but Israel is currently unwilling to end the war. The U.S. also has implied that there is not much more that Israel can do from a military perspective. I mean, what's your take on this, and what would the military objectives be for a renewed operation in Gaza?
Israel doesn't want war. Israel wants to fulfill its crucial strategic interests and to end the war, where Hamas is not the sovereign power in the Gaza Strip, an effective sovereign power in the Gaza Strip, and of course releasing all the hostages, the alive and the dead hostages, and changing entirely the security reality in the Gaza Strip in a way that will not enable another threat or attack like October 7th. These are the goals of Israel with regard to the Gaza Strip. If the military pressure that Israel now increases in the Gaza Strip will bring Hamas to comply to Witkoff's proposal, then Israel will stop the military pressure. If not, and Israel is not intends to wait too long for that, it is a matter of days, Israel will intense the military operation until the full occupation of the Gaza Strip in order to assure that eventually and at the end of the day and the end of the war, Hamas will not remain and will not be there in the Gaza Strip and the hostages will be released.
And so in terms of a hostage deal, a ceasefire deal, what is the United States expecting of Israel? And from a security perspective, is it something that Israel could agree to?
I doubt it. I think that what we see in the last week, or I would say in the last weeks or so, is a sequence of events that signal a very troubling red light for Israel with regard to the American approach, to the American strategy, and the way that the Americans are willing to realize their interests even on the, I would say, by harming or by hurting the Israeli interests. We saw it when the American administration decided to renew the negotiation with the Iranians with regard to the nuclear weapon. And then when the American administration, President Trump, decided to stop the military campaign against the Houthis, although the Houthis continue launching rockets and drones towards Israel on a daily basis, the idea that the United States, the American administration, negotiates directly with Hamas above the head of Israel and differentiates between Israeli hostages that hold an American citizenship and those who do not hold an American citizenship, and trying to force on Israel to cease the war because ceasing the war is something that serves the crucial interests of President Trump or the American administration with regard to the normalization process of the new regional architecture, is something that Israel must be worried about, because this is something that weakens Israel. This is something that I would say shakes the relations and the intimacy in these relations between Israel and the United States. And this is something that signals to Hamas and to the other adversaries that Israel has here in the region that this might be the right moment to re-attack Israel, because the United States will not back Israel, or because the relations between both countries are not like the relations that were 3 weeks or a month ago or something like that.